Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Prashant Thakur and today we are going to discuss the journey of a project or website from local machine to cloud and then user, and also discuss the each steps involved from moving to local machine to cloud and then cloud to user, and also see that how user respond request to your website, means your server, and how server responds to your response to users. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so let's suppose ये आपका लैपटॉप है। लैपटॉप, ओके, लैपटॉप मीन्स लोकल मशीन यहाँ पे आपने कोई प्रोजेक्ट बनाया है, उसे स्टार्ट किया मीन्स npm रन डेव अकॉर्डिंग टू डिफरेंट टेक स्टैक की आपने किसमें अपना प्रोजेक्ट बनाया है उसके अकॉर्डिंग रन करेंगे। सो फॉर इफ यू बिल्ड अ प्रोजेक्ट इन रिएक्ट एंड वी यूज npm रन डेव कमांड, एंड ऑल्सो वी यूज npm रन डेव कमांड इन नेक्स्ट प्रोजेक्ट एज वेल। सो ये करेंगे तो आपका प्रोजेक्ट जो रन करने लगेगा वो लोकल होस्ट लेट्स सपोज 3000 पे रन हो रहा है, एंड ये जो रन हो रहा है आपकी मशीन पे हो रहा है। एंड यहाँ से जो यूज़र्स हैं, मतलब जो इस वेबसाइट को यूज़ करेंगे, वो इस वेबसाइट को कैसे एक्सेस करेंगे, सो बात करते हैं। एंड ओके, सो लेट्स सपोज दिस इज यूज़र 1, यूज़र 2, यूज़र 3, यूज़र 4। सो अभी क्या हो रहा है कि ये वेबसाइट आपके सिस्टम पे ही रन हो रही है, मीन्स आपके लैपटॉप एंड लोकल मशीन पे। बट जो आपके यूज़र्स हैं, मतलब यूज़र्स जो इस वेबसाइट को यूज़ करेंगे, वो इस वेबसाइट को कैसे यूज़ करेंगे, मीन्स ये इसको कैसे एक्सेस करेंगे, ये चीज़ वी आर डिस्कस दिस थिंग इन दिस वीडियो। ओके, सो ये आप वेबसाइट आपके सिस्टम पे रन हो रही है, एंड देन हाउ these users use this website, because they can't direct this website which is running in your computer, because you not expose your website to the internet. That's why these users can't able to use your website. Okay, so now we discuss each steps that how your website goes to cloud and then reaches to users, and how users request to their use case, like their feeds. Let's suppose if this is an Instagram account, then how users get their feed and make post request and many such things. Okay, so let's first discuss that what local host represents. So local host represent IP of the IP of machine on which it is running. Okay, on which it is running, what type. Okay, means जो ये सपोज इस सॉरी लेट्स सपोज जो आपकी मशीन है उसका आईपी एड्रेस है 127.00.1 सो लोकल होस्ट लोकल होस्ट इज इक्वल टू IP of your machine, means a local host sorry so जब भी मीन्स लोकल होस्ट 300 मीन्स लोकल होस्ट रिप्रेजेंटिंग द IP ऑफ एड्रेस, मीन्स जब भी आप लोकल होस्ट टाइप करेंगे तो जितनी भी रिक्वेस्ट होंगी वो आपके सिस्टम पर जाएंगी, एंड वहीं पे सारी चीज़ें मीन्स आपका सर्वर भी रन कर रहा होगा। सो जो रिक्वेस्ट होगी आपके ब्राउजर से होगी, एंड आपका ब्राउजर आपके सिस्टम को रिक्वेस्ट भेजेगा जहाँ पर आपका सर्वर रन कर रहा होगा। ओके, एंड नाउ बात करते हैं कि ओके ओके एंड एंड इसी मशीन पे आपका फ्रंट एंड भी रन करता है एंड बैक एंड भी रन करता है. देन अब cloud. So now discuss about cloud. So what is cloud? Cloud is just like collection of multiple machines like this, but they can be Linux machine, Windows machine, or Mac machine. Okay, so it is a collection of many machines which are present at one place. Okay, okay. So this is your cloud. It can be AWS or Google cloud or any cloud. Okay, and आपके जितने भी क्लाउड्स होते हैं वो डायरेक्टली इंटरनेट से कनेक्टेड होते हैं, डायरेक्टली इंटरनेट से कनेक्टेड रहते हैं. ओके, सो लेट्स कि मैं आपने अपना प्रोजेक्ट बनाया, अपनी लोकल मशीन पे बैकएंड का कोड लिखा, फ्रंट एंड का कोड लिखा, उनके बीच कम्युनिकेशन स्टैब्लिश किया एंड जब भी लोकल होस्ट मीन्स रन करते हैं टाइप करते हैं लोकल होस्ट, तो वो दिस वन रिप्रेजेंटिंग द आईपी एड्रेस ऑफ योर मशीन एंड एवरी रिक्वेस्ट फ्रॉम local host 3000 goes to your system and your system responds to this. But when it's come to like access by other users on other devices, so they can't directly access your website because you do not expose your website to the internet. Yes, in your laptop is also connected to internet, but you not expose your website to the internet. You can also like expose your website in your machine as well, but that one is not convenient because your machine have some limited resources. That's why you move to your code to code and everything to cloud, because cloud is a like giant computer. So it is a collection of like 100,000 and many collection of many computers. And here like requirement is not here all requirement is present to host your website and make available to the users. Okay, so यहाँ पे आपने फ्रंट एंड बैक एंड का कोड लिख लिया है. सो क्या करते हैं कि आपका कोड गिटहब पे डालते हैं, बैक एंड फ्रंट एंड दोनों का ही कोड बैक एंड फ्रंट एंड पे जाएगा. ओके, एंड देन लेट्स सपोज ओके ये आपका बैक एंड कोड है, बैक एंड कोड. एंड सिमिलरली फ्रंट एंड कोड है, दिस वन इज योर फ्रंट एंड कोड. ओके, एंड ये भी जो है ये काइंड ऑफ सिमिलर मशीन टू योर लैपटॉप, बट ओके. सो now talk about steps in running your project. So first now we discuss step involved in running your project. So whenever you develop a project, so first you install all the dependencies using npm install and then npm run build, and finally you npm run dev. Means you start your website. सेम चीज़ यहाँ पर भी करते हैं. ओके, सो लोकल मशीन पर भी आप ये 3 स्टेप्स परफॉर्म करते हैं टू रन योर वेबसाइट. ओके, रन योर कोड टू गिटहब, एंड गिटहब के थ्रू हम अपने फ्रंट एंड बैक एंड कोड को क्लाउड पे ले जाएंगे एंड दो मल्टीपल डिफरेंट एंड सो नाउ योर कोड टू गिटहब, एंड गिटहब से आपका कोड जाएगा गूगल क्लाउड एंड एनी क्लाउड, एंड वहाँ पे जो भी आप मशीन रन करेंगे वहाँ पर कुछ स्टेप्स होंगे जो परफॉर्म करेंगे एंड देन आपका कोड रन करने लगेगा. सो मीन्स आपका कोड इस मशीन पे पहुँच चुका है, एंड वी परफॉर्म these steps here, this step to run our website, run our server, and same for front end as well. Front end means, so the flow is, आपने अपनी वेबसाइट लोकल मशीन पे डेवलप की, देन गिटहब पे डाला, एंड गिटहब से फ्रंट एंड बैक एंड का कोड आपने जो भी मशीन खरीदी है वो एक वो दैट कैन बी वन एंड मोर देन वन. ओके, सो अब यहाँ पे आप रन करेंगे, एंड हियर you also make a connection between your front end and back end. Okay, so you make connection between your front end and back end. This one is your server. This one is your server. And this is your front end. Okay, and Google Cloud to connected होता है इंटरनेट से. ओके, एंड इंटरनेट से connected to internet, and by using Wi-Fi or any Wi-Fi or any internet provider. By internet provider you access internet, means first you connected to your internet provider. Okay, so means all the users who want to use your website is connected to the internet provider, and your internet provider means connect users to the internet, and by using internet you access, means all the users access your front end and make a request on the front end, and front end make request for you on a server, and do all the step which user request, and broadly understand each things that how your website is accessed by the users. But here some concept of DNS, domain name system, is involving in this phase. Okay, so DNS. So what is DNS? DNS stand for domain name system. Let's suppose जो वेबसाइट हमने बनाई है उसका URL. Okay, so let's suppose you develop a website, and URL of your website is http www.prashant.dev. Okay, okay, and by using browser, and by using browser okay, and by using browser you enter this URL, and now domain name and DNS work, and change, find, let's suppose IP of front end is front end is 127.0.0.2.3. Okay, so this is your, this is the IP of your machine which is present on cloud and run your front end. So so first it convert this, no, and so this is the IP of your front end, and Okay, now by using DNS, your URL change into the IP of the machine on which this website is running. Okay, so means, okay, so now, so means first it convert the website into IP and find find the machine whose IP address is this on internet. Okay, so ये find करेगा front end को, and okay, that's it. means means DNS convert URL into IP address and find a machine on the internet whose IP address is same as the IP address of a machine on which this is host. So okay, so DNS change your URL into the IP and find the machine whose IP address is this on internet. Okay, and connect or establish a connection between this machine on which your front end is running. And okay, so let's suppose user one want to access your website. So for that, it enter this URL on its machine, and from user one, request goes to Wi-Fi to internet through Wi-Fi provider and goes to browser, and then your URL change to the IP address of a machine on which the website is hosted, means your front end. Okay, and now this request goes to front end, and on behalf of on behalf of user one, front end make a request to the server, and server responds back to the front end, and then front end response to the browser, and through browser response reaches to the user one's machine, and it able to see the result. Suppose let's suppose user one make a post request. So for that, it uses its machine and enter this URL and hit a post request. So this request goes from Wi-Fi router to internet browser, and browser to the front end. And on behalf of user one, front end one make a post request to the server, and server do the post request, and response to the front end, and then response reaches to browser, and through internet reaches to the machine of user one. Okay, that's it. And one important point means here is in Google provider, there is also your database is present. Here is an important point that database of the project is connected to server, not to the front end, And if you want to make some changes on a database, then you make a request from front end to the server, and server first check that the request from the front end is valid or not, and check authenticity of that request. And if that request is authentic, then it make changes on database. Okay, that's it. This is the full flow of your project, that how it is goes from local development environment to the production, means your cloud, and how it is accessed by the users. Okay, right now. So first we move our code to the GitHub. Before that, we check that our project is uh, running well. Or okay, so before that, we check our project is running well or not. So first step is npm install. So I already do npm install. I do again. So npm install all the dependencies, and means npm install all the dependencies in my project, and now npm run build to build my project. uh, my C, so now my project is built, and it is on .next project, and now run this npm render. So now now this website is running on port 3000. Let's check that it's running. Okay, so this is the website which code it, and first step is we install all the dependencies and then build it and finally run it. And now this website is running on my machine. Let's suppose this one is my machine and I write all the front end and back end code here, and do npm install to install all the dependencies in my project, and build it, and then npm run dev. And now my website is running on my machine, and local host dot uh, localhost representing the IP address of my machine. So whenever I type localhost 3000, so it make a request on my system and uh, check that this project is running your machine or not. If it is running, then it return website. And now we do second step and moving our front end and back end code to GitHub. So for that we initialize a git file in it. For that we use git init, git add, and git commit. This one is our first commit. Okay, now we create a repository on a GitHub. Okay, for that uh, okay, we create this repository, and we already did git init and git commit, and also do git add as well. And now git do the step and add url of a add url of our repository to this local repo. Okay, and push git. Okay, and git push minus the origin name. Moving our code to our local machine to GitHub, we first initialize a git file in our code base and add it, and then do commit and change it branch to the main. We can change it branch and change branch to the main. By default, the branch is if we do not change our branch, so by default branch is master. But a good practice to change our website to the main, because this is a standard. Okay, and add to the URL of our website. Okay, and add URL of a okay, and add URL of a okay. And in this step, we add URL of our this online repository to this local repo. Okay, and push push it into the GitHub, and this successfully completed, means our code is reached to the GitHub. Let's check it. You can see that our code is there. Publish. So, okay. So now our code base moved to GitHub. Now by using Vercel. And now by Vercel. Okay, now our code moved to GitHub, and we use Vercel to host our website on a cloud. Okay, so for that Vercel. Okay, and import all the code base from the GitHub to Vercel. So person.dev we create, so our repository name is person.dev. Okay, so we import the full code base present on this repository to Vercel. Okay, and then put and deploy it. Website is hosted in available on the internet, so anyone can use. This is the URL. The website is now hosted. You can see you can see I'm not running this project on my machine. It hosted on a machine on Vercel hosted on a machine on Vercel. Okay. Okay, so now our website is hosted on a cloud through Vercel. Vercel, okay. So means okay, okay means our we reached to this step, and now it's provide a URL. So this is the final URL, final URL of our website. So whenever suppose we enter this, so first this URL change into the IP of a IP of a machine where my website is running means Prashant Dev Blue.Versal. Okay, so so machine can be okay. So our machine is present on a virtual cloud. Okay, so whenever we enter this URL on our browser, then first it change into the IP address of a machine on which this website is hosted, and that find that machine like this. And okay, so whenever we enter this on our browser, then by using this browser, this this changes into the IP of a machine where this website is hosted means this is this machine. Okay, and this machine, and our request goes from means this is the URL like this. Type this URL on my machine, then by my internet provider, my laptop send a my laptop make a request to front this content by internet browser, and it return the landing page of my website. Summarize this video. First, we develop our website on a local machine. uh, in your local machine yeah, in your local machine, front end and backend both code is present. So whenever you write npm run dev, then localhost represents the IP address of your machine. IP address of your machine means every request goes to the goes to the local host, reaches to your machine, and we do everything on our machine. But when it's come to like access by the other users which are present on different machines, so how different users can access this website. So for that, we first move our code to the GitHub, and then by GitHub we move our code to the a cloud provider. And on cloud provider there are multiple machines which can be Linux, Windows, and Mac. So and we purchase one machine. We'll purchase one machine and run our website on this. And because this cloud provider and every machine is connected to the internet, and there are sufficient resources, so they can easily host this website on their platform. Also make available our website to the users by our laptop. But it makes sure your laptop is always connected to the internet. There is like two major problems. First one is that you can't connect your laptop every time, means 24 into 7. Okay, and second one is that your laptop is not have sufficient may not have sufficient resources to run your website. So for that, you purchase a machine on a Google or any cloud provider and run our website. Here, these machines are always connected to the internet, and these have sufficient resources to run your website. And the internet the users enter the URL of your website, and your URL is into IP address of your IP address of a machine where your project is hosted, and where your project is hosted. Yeah, and that's it. Okay, that's it. So hopefully you understand everything I discussed in the video. But still, if you are having any doubt and have a query and want to learn a much deeper concept involved in this whole process, then ask me or let in the that's it. That's it. So okay, that's it. So hopefully you understand everything which I discussed in this video. But still, if you have any doubt or any query regarding this whole flow and want to know much more deeper concept involved in whole process, then let me in the comment section. I love to answer or resolve your queries and doubt. And also, if you request me to make a video on much more deeper concept involved, much more deeper concept and process involved in this tutorial, so I can make a video. Okay, that's all. Thanks for watching and enjoy.